A community head wanted a safe and secure swing in his park. A sponsor came forward with a plan of maximizing its use. The marketing and sales conveyed the requirements to the engineers. The design engineers, sensitive to injured party lawsuits, did not want anyone to fall down and added the redundant supports. The production engineers came out with a plan based on the design engineers. The installation engineers completed the process. Actually, what the customer wanted was. Hi, I am Hilal Alam from ALZEBRA. In this episode, we are going to discuss how design failures is related to the customer's requirements. Though this episode talks about the design failures and design catastrophes, knowing about customer is applicable to any industry, be it a software or an electronics or a service industry. You can replace the word design with your own term. One question: when do design related failures occur? The answer is, in attempting to fulfill customers' demands and their requirements, the failures come. Of course, without any customer's requirements, there's no need for design efforts at all. However, we need an insight about customers' requirements in order to understand the different types of design failures, catastrophes, or even service failures. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, there are two types of design failures. First is due to the negligence or poor quality of materials or poor workmanship. Second is due to design flaws. This has been discussed in one of my previous videos, The Tale of Two Design Catastrophes. The link is provided below. How are they connected with customers' requirements? Come, let's delve into the customers' requirements first. Understanding the customer's requirement is essential in any business. In fact, competition among the businesses are centered around fulfilling the customer's needs. In the rush to fulfill their needs, mess happens and design failures pop up. There are 3 E's in customer requirements. The first E is essential requirements. The second E is expected requirements. And third E is exciting requirements. The essential requirements talk about the constant needs, the generic needs, and the direct needs. The constant needs are intrinsic. For example, the brake system in your vehicle or upholstery in your automobile. You would never demand your dearest for them. You expect them to be present by default. The generic demand apply to every person. For example, the air conditioner in your vehicles. The direct requirements can be understood through face-to-face interview with the customers. Some mountings in your automobiles, for example, dashboard camera. Codes and standards generally guide these requirements here. They take care of essentials to be implemented. Second, the expected requirements. The expected requirements deal with variable requirements and latent requirements. Variable requirements are due to the shift of your strong needs, the technological trends, and its advancements. The fossil fuels to renewables or hybrids are a few examples. The latent requirements are tricky. They are not expressed without probing, not of the product but of the systems. For example, how do the customers expect your product to be? How comfortable the seats should be in an automobile? This provides competitive edge over others. Lastly, the exciting needs. The exciting needs discuss the niche needs, for example, the Google Glass. Initially, it addresses small markets and then it spreads out to become an essential demand. For example, in 70s to 90s, the air conditioning in an automobile was not really an essential requirement. It was introduced only as an exciting feature. Today, it's becoming an essential, that is, general demand. We can understand them through the Kano model. Assume you are a designer or a service provider. If you fulfill the essential requirements, the customer satisfaction will go up. If you don't, it will decrease. If you implement the expected requirements, the satisfaction will stay normal or flat. It's latent. However, the satisfaction will exponentially decrease if you fail to implement the expected requirements. If you offer exciting requirements, the satisfaction will exponentially improve. If you fail to do so, they won't bother. These 3 types of customer requirements and the design or service failures are closely related to each other. For example, The essential requirements were not fulfilled in MV Kurdistan oil tanker, as the bilge keel was not properly welded. This could have been averted by following the strict code or guidelines. The exciting requirements was attempted in case of replacing the steel pipes with PV pipes in order not to disrupt the gas flow during the service. The customers were excited about and welcomed it initially. In the end, the failure of PV pipes taught us a new design knowledge. There was no prior codes or standard before the occurrence of the failures. These two events are discussed in my previous video, The Tale of Two Design Catastrophes. The link is provided below. The case study of meeting expected requirements can be found in my previous video, Peconius tried to save cost, but the link is given below. In this, Peconius was attempting to shift the pedestal to the temple upper low. Here, the latent customer requirement was not to mark the end of pedestal. In an attempt to fulfill it, Peconius went bankrupt. Here too, there was no codes or standards existing before the occurrence of the failures. Let's ask the same question again. When do design or service related failures occur? The answer in crux is, designing a product or a service to meet the essential requirements can be easily handled by following the codes, guidelines, and standards to avoid the design catastrophes. Here, design or service related failures are rare. However, designing a product or a service to meet the expected or exciting requirement is not as easy to deal with as it appears. It may not prevent failures as there is no existing prior knowledge of them. Then how to measure the customer's requirements, assess the demands, and prioritize them for a safe design. We will discuss them in my forthcoming videos. In most of my future videos, we will discuss the design failures with respect to meeting customers' demand and how it went wrong. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, in most of my forthcoming videos, the structural design failures can be analogous to your field as well. You can draw parallels on your own. I end this episode with a short story. A princess wanted the moon to play. The king announced the attractive prize money for those who fetched the moon to her. Several craftsmen were attempting to build staircases to reach the moon, but in vain. A wise man came forward and asked the princess, "Hello, princess, what's the moon?" She replied with giggle, "Don't you know the moon? The white round thing up in the sky." He said, "Well, I will get you the moon, but with a condition." The princess asked, "What is the condition?" He said, "You have to return me the moon the very next day." The princess agreed. The wise man gifted her a white spherical ball on a no-moon day. Understanding the customer's need is an art. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.